more that you infuse your brain with knowledge is the more that you create new neural circuits. But the more that you create thoughts that are in fact an internal experience where you feel the emotion regarding this experience, regarding these thoughts, that's when you are likely to impress your subconscious mind and form long-term memories. So our thinking and feeling brain conditions our body to a new mind. Once you reach to the point where you are working with both body and mind, that is when you start to memorize a new neurochemical self. You start to form these chemicals within the brain that now becomes associated with this knowledge, with this experience, with the action. And in recent decades, it has been discovered that the cerebellum does way more than controlling movement and coordination, but also regulating emotional and social behavior. And your cerebellum is essentially a muscle memory storage. So on top of coordinating your muscle movement, it's also regulating the way that you are going to show up according to those actions. And that is essential for developing a healthy reward system whenever you want to break out of a habit, which is typically stored in the cerebellum as well as the basal ganglia. So if you want to break out of a habit, it's always about aligning both body and mind, because the cerebellum stores this. The cerebellum works with the emotion. The subconscious mind also is what reflects the movements that you don't really have to think about doing because you naturally already know. Your body stores that memory for you. So the longer that you practice the emotion, the more that you impress it with more evidence, more experience, more feedback from its environment you provide to your brain, it's likely to be imprinted in your subconscious mind, therefore identity shifting you into the person that you would rather be, would rather behave as, and exist from that state of being. So that's why you may see that just thinking is not enough, but rather doing something that will give your brain more evidence, feedback to accept this as your new state of being. That way the brain chemicals can change the chemical composition in your brain, so that way that you no longer feel, think, and behave from that baseline frequency. So instead of bathing in old familiar chemicals that you don't want to feel, old emotional responses that you don't want to exist from, it is important, it is crucial to unify both body and mind, body and intention, so that you can move towards breaking this cycle and starting anew.